Hey everyone, welcome to From the Kitchen Table. I'm Sean Duffy, along with my co-host for the podcast, my partner in life, and my wife, Rachel Campos Duffy.
And we're not at our kitchen table, Sean.
We are not at our kitchen table.
We are at the Patriot Awards.
Hey everybody. I gotta tell you, it is a raucous crowd at the Patriot Awards. People are having so much fun, such patriotic gear. So many people are wearing flags and red, white, and blue. And excited to be here with Fox. It's pretty awesome.
Fox has the nicest viewers ever.
100%.
Ever. I mean, it has been so nice meeting everybody, finding out where they're from. Some people came last year. Some people said they saved up all year so they could come this time. I mean, it's just been really great.
And I have to say, there's a lot of Florida that's here, but I've seen Wisconsin, Minnesota,
North
New
Carolina,
York, North Carolina,
New Jersey,
Texas,
New
Maine,
York.
New York, Tennessee.
Like, the people from New York are escaping. They might not leave.
They're experiencing a little bit of freedom here. And they're
little
like, maybe
freedom.
we'll stay in Florida.
Lee Zeldin almost gave them that freedom.
I know it.
And
I know it. But you know what? New York
they're
City
here
wants urine, pot, crime, drugs. They want a destroyed city. So, give them what they want, right?
Yep. But the smart ones are coming over here, and they're here at the Patriot Awards. By the way, every year the Patriot Awards get bigger and better. They add more things, more features, better speakers. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and so what's fascinating is as you walk through the Patriot Awards, and this happened to us, we were out walking, you were going to go get some hair and makeup done, and we walked by the Dan Bongino show, which it's hard to get on the Dan Bongino show. Dan is not like inviting everybody on. You walk by and he's like, hey, Sean and Rachel, join our show. So then on his show, I was like, Dan Bongino, join us for our podcast. He's like, yeah, no, I got something else I've got to do. Actually, that's not true. He said he was going to come and join us, and then he stood us up.
Yeah, no, that's not exactly true. He kind of didn't know what to say because you put him on the spot. And Paula said he doesn't have time to do it. So here we are.
But we joined Jimmy Fallon on his radio program. Janice Dean joined us yesterday, just kind of walking by, which was fantastic.
We're running into all of our old friends here and making new friends. It's been kind of fun. I feel like it's like homecoming.
And you know what I think is fascinating is sometimes we'll lose some heart in America. We kind of think that you look at some of the elections, it didn't go as great as it did last Tuesday. Look at what happened in New York with Lee Zeldin, where we had so much hope. Kerry Lake in Arizona didn't win. And you come here. And
maybe one. We don't know.
I'm gonna let Rachel go there. But listen,
we'll see.
You have heart in America and the American people who come and still love their country, still stand up for the national
it does
anthem,
renew your faith.
That salute for the flag, take their hat off for the flag. And I think that it's really heartening to be here, that the soul of America isn't lost because the soul is here at the Patriot
wait until
Awards.
the actual event. How many people here? We got a whole crowd of people here. How many people here were here last year? And how many it's your first time? I'm going to give you a warning because Sean didn't go last year.
I wasn't here last year.
He wasn't here. And I told him, I said, it is so amazing that you just end up crying because you just, the stories that you're going to hear, the people that we're honoring and saluting tonight are the best that our country has to offer. And I just love that, Fox News has kind of taken the sort of award ceremony theme and figured out who the real heroes that should be celebrated in our country are, right?
And you don't have an award show that's all woke and people giving speeches about how bad America is and how bad Republicans are and how bad Donald Trump is. It's actually nice to go, we're just going to celebrate the men and women who make the country great.
That's right.
People who do remarkable things that celebrate who we are as a people. And I think that's absolutely fantastic. So
absolutely. So why don't we just go and meet some of the people in the crowd, Sean?
So we're stuck at our seats, but people are right next to us. You can't see that on our podcast. But we want to find out where you guys are from. So this is Devin, also known as Vanna White, Vanna Devin. So
she's our producer.
So where are you from?
New York City.
New York City.
New York City.
What happened with Lee Zeldin?
I don't. What happened shouldn't have happened because he was the man for the job.
He really was.
Yeah, he was.
But we have to give credit to Lee Zeldin because if you look at the 4 seats that were picked up in New York, Lee Zeldin gave Republicans the majority in the House with all that he did in the state to drive out voters that picked a new path where we won 4 additional seats.
He
in the
did
state.
important work, and like I think it was General Flynn said, all wars are not, they fought in a series of battles. So we gained good ground in this election, and there's more work to be done.
That's
I
right.
see
What
you're
a great attitude. Love it.
I see you're holding a Brian Kilmeade book,
Yeah.
which, by the way,
I read that book.
It
Me
is a
too.
great book.
It
If
is
you haven't
a
read it yet,
great
it's a
book.
wonderful read.
It is a fantastic
He's
book.
a page turner. You're reading it, just the story comes to life. So
Yeah,
love
great
Brian
stuff.
He's
Kilmeade
very
as an author.
clever with his advertising, though, forcing us to buy the book. So
So you talk to
it's
him?
all about Brian Kilmeade again.
Brian Kilmeade
Awesome,
is the master.
awesome.
Where are you from? New York as well?
I'm from Eastchester, New York. Actually, Janine Pirro doesn't know that she and I are neighbors.
Oh!
But Eastchester is the last real bastion of Republicans in Westchester County.
And Westchester was where the DCCC chair just lost Sean Patrick Mahoney, right? Is that
That's
Westchester?
right. That's exactly right.
Good
Yeah, all right,
work.
good.
Good
Wow,
work.
Thank you. Just so you know, you mentioned Janine Pirro. I saw Rachel getting her
I was
hair
getting
and
my
makeup
hair and makeup done
And I'm
next to
like,
the judge.
Rachel. And Rachel wouldn't turn around, and I realized I was yelling at the judge from the backside, and I'm thinking it was Rachel, but it was
Yeah.
the judge.
And
so.
she was watching something, and she was shushing everybody, which was awesome. I love
Well,
it.
I was yelling at her.
Oh, yeah. She was shushing you.
Right, okay. Where are you from? You're also from, you guys are all from New York.
We're all together.
They're all came
Westchester
together.
County.
All Westchester County. Okay.
cousins.
And where are you from?
Chattanooga, Tennessee. Yay,
Chattanooga,
Tennessee.
Yay,
Come move.
Tennessee.
Come move to Tennessee.
I think Pete Hegseth
Go
might have already
Vols.
moved to Tennessee.
Yeah, he did move to Tennessee.
I
Also
know.
a state of freedom.
Are you born and bred in Tennessee?
Pardon me?
Are you born and bred in Tennessee?
No.
Moved
Originally
there.
from Michigan, so
Okay.
on
So-
down.
You went for the warm weather.
Is this your first Patriot Awards?
Yes, I love
Okay,
it.
so why did you want to come to the Patriot Awards?
To hear Rachel talk about how we're heading towards China, and it's scary. The CCP.
Yeah.
She says the
it's-
Chinification of America.
It
That's
is the
her, that's her
Chinification
line.
of
Yeah.
America.
I like your perspective on that.
Yeah, we have to be careful. You know, right when we came into the pandemic, what's your name?
Camilla?
Camila? When we came into the pandemic, I kept saying we need to make sure we come out of the pandemic as Americans and not as Chinese, not as communists. And
Yes.
boy,
Yes.
I think that's what happened. And I think one of the most dangerous things that's happening is that our children are normalized to the idea that our government can shut our churches and our schools and our businesses down. And that's something that we really need to work on with the young people, that this is not normal.
And they can lie to us and say things are true when we actually know they're false. And when you say the truth, it's called misinformation if you're a Democrat, when they speak about the truthful things that the right says, whether it's about vaccines or kids or schools or masks.
Yeah.
And again, we're made to believe or think to believe that
Yeah.
the lie is truthful. So.
Yeah, I mean, that is the first step in any kind of fascist, tyrannical regime, is to get you to say things you know aren't true, whether it's a man can be a woman, or that, or that we're supposed to believe that the COVID virus didn't come out of a lab. I mean, all of these things, they're trying to force us to say things that aren't true. And I think the most revolutionary thing you can do today is just tell the truth.
Thank you for talking like that, because we are headed the wrong direction.
Yeah.
We need to turn.
Yeah.
At
You
our own
guys give me
kitchen-
hope.
At our own kitchen table, Rachel likes to say, don't lend your voice to the lie. Don't repeat the lie. They might repeat it, but you never repeat the lie.
It never comes through me. I'll never let the lies they tell come through me.
So,
Yeah, thank you. Thank
All
you.
right, where are you from?
I'm originally from Massachusetts, but now a Floridian. So,
Nice.
I'm,
So why did you move to Florida?
well, honestly, the weather, the taxes, the whole package.
And are you happy with your decision?
Oh, definitely. It's been 7 years we've been here, and very happy.
You've been here how long?
7 years.
7 years. Were you like one of the last Republicans to leave Massachusetts, or any Republicans left there?
There's a few more up there. I know them.
I know them.
There's a
I
few
can count them all on two hands.
How did you manage through the hurricane?
Fortunately, I was still in Massachusetts, so I didn't have to deal with that.
Okay.
But we did, fortunately, okay. Our neighbors were immediately all right, but we were right near Fort Myers, so there was a lot of devastation there.
Was there damage to your home?
No.
No. Good.
Very lucky.
I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might notice we're talking to a lot of ladies. We've got a lot of beautiful women in the audience. We're shunning the men.
Yeah.
But there are men here. Your name is?
Don Miller,
Don Miller. Where are you from, Don?
Sun Valley, Idaho.
Sun Valley, Idaho.
Wow.
And did you come down just for the Patriot Awards, or do you
Yes,
live
I
in?
did.
You did.
It's my second year.
It is. So I'm going to tell you, I wasn't here last year. You and Rachel both were here. But does it appear that it's bigger this year than it was last year? More people?
A lot bigger.
Why do you think?
You know what? I think there's more and more of us in the fourth quarter of our lives that look backwards at our children and their children, and we just want to be associated to your programming.
That's so wonderful. What do you think is the number one concern for you in America right now?
For me, it's probably, again, my grandchildren.
I hear that so much. And you know what else I hear? I hear it from my mom, and I hear it from other people who have grandkids. They say, I'm really glad I'm not raising my kids right now in this period. I hear that all the time, and they're so empathetic towards those of us that are still raising children.
I mentioned this on a previous podcast, but we know a lot of people, a lot of our friends who have raised their kids, and they're conservatives. They're like all of you. And they can't talk about politics with their kids because their kids are so woke. And I don't mean to diss anybody, but if you don't talk to your kids about these issues, you give the left a blank slate in the school system, you give them a blank slate on social media, someone talks to them, and so conservatives have more children than liberals.
Yeah.
We save our families, we can save America just by doing the job as parents.
And grandparents.
And grandparents. And I just, to all of you, I think, as you talk about the fourth quarter, right, what can you do? If you can help your kids get your grandkids out of the public school, if it's woke, and get them into a classical school, a Christian school, you do more to save America. I was in Congress. I can do more to save America with my own family than I could in Congress. And I honestly believe that.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of in all of our, sometimes we feel disempowered, but we actually are empowered if we do the work of the family.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I appreciate your views because that's our worries.
Yeah.
You're here.
Absolutely.
Sir?
I'm from originally Sheboygan, Wisconsin, right down the street.
Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Bratwurst capital of the world. But my question to you guys is, when is Fox going to get out of New York and come down to Florida where we live, where we have Ron DeSantis?
We've been begging for that to happen. We've been begging for that.
To go to an audience where they actually like us?
Yeah.
To
Where they
Florida?
don't burn down our Christmas tree?
We're all scared to death when you guys get on the subway,
Right.
man. We want you to come down here where the state has got no income tax. We got a great governor. We got a president that's going to be running for presidency again. So, I mean,
You
we
might
hope
have
you
two
guys
down here.
You might have two of them.
Okay, I don't want
That's great. Does anybody have a question?
Wait, can I ask one? Before we do questions, listen, I don't want to start any fights, okay? Don't start throwing, fists anywhere. But there's a lot of debate now about Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis. And maybe a show of hands, I'm going to ask you both, who prefers Donald Trump to be the nominee of the Republican Party? Raise your hand. Okay? Who prefers Ron DeSantis?
Wow.
Oh,
you can't.
So listen, I as you know, I served with Ron DeSantis.
You can't carbon copy him.
I
you have to choose.
Love Donald Trump, but it was probably 5-1. Ron DeSantis here over Donald Trump. So do you guys think that Ron has a better chance of winning than Joe Biden?
And we love him. We love everything he did for this country, but we don't think he can win.
Great. Anybody have any questions?
So under Donald Trump, we really saw the military rebuilt. And we really, for the first time, were being aggressive in issuing new contracts for new weapons, new missiles, and restocking our surplus. Now, because of Ukraine, we're dwindling that down, and we're not really prepared to defend Taiwan and really beat them again. We have a double amputee wounded warrior here who, gave her legs for our country, and she wants to know that it was worth it. And I think that that's one thing that I really ask you, how are we going, with such a slim majority, how are we going to help make sure that we get prepared?
What a great question.
I'm going to answer that. Thank you for your service. What is your name?
Corporal Sue Downs.
And you served where?
In Afghanistan.
In Afghanistan. And you lost your legs in Afghanistan?
Yes, sir.
How did that happen?
IED.
IED. Thank you for your service. What is your take on the military? And I'm going to give you my perspective, but I'm going to defer to you instead of me.
I'm a patriot. I will serve my military, and I will defend it until I can't anymore. So,
you know what?
I
look at you and so many of the men and women who served, and what they're willing to sacrifice. You sacrificed your legs. They've sacrificed their lives all for freedom. And what frustrates me, I didn't serve in the military, but the fact that the left has put their sights on the military, and instead of making it a killing machine that can threaten others to stay in line and protect the homeland, they've wokeified it. They were talking about transgenderism and pronouns and CRT. That frustrates me. And to your point, I think sending all the money to Ukraine, $91 billion, we were spending $50 billion a year in Afghanistan. Yeah. We should have our eye on China. I do think that is the rising threat that our military has taken their eye off that ball, and it concerns me. And when you're more concerned about our military becoming wokeified as opposed to the threat of China, I think they're missing the boat.
I absolutely agree. And I want to know where all that money went. I want accountability. I want transparency. Our hardworking taxpayers deserve that. And we need more transparency around what they're doing to negotiate a peace. I mean, this could have been avoided from day one. Remember when he said a small incursion? Remember when Biden said that? I mean, it just invited Russia to do that. And you're right, our biggest threat is China. Our eye is off the ball, and that's my concern as well.
I'm going to tell you one thing in the Ron DeSantis-Donald Trump debate. Donald Trump has been tested, and everyone's like, he's so divisive, right? Donald Trump is so divisive. I think it's kind of unfair because the media was so divisive with him. They didn't give the guy a break. They lied about Donald Trump every step of the way. He dealt with Russia collusion for 4 years of his presidency. Absolutely false. And the media went with the stories. The FBI, the CIA, the DOJ pushed that. And I look back at some of those interviews that he did, and I would have lost my mind at the media. And he was more reserved, I thought, than I could have ever been. And so it was really the media who drove that story through the lies they told about him. And I wonder, and I'm not saying this is not possible, but does Ron DeSantis have the backbone to stand up and take the heat like Donald Trump? And
does he? You think so?
Well, he will be. Well,
interesting.
He'll be tested if he runs because first they did it to George Bush, then they did it to
Mitt Romney,
John McCain. What they gave Donald Trump, they are going to give our next candidate and our next Republican president, no matter who it is. And you gotta know what you believe and be ready to stand up and fight for America. I know that Donald Trump can do that. I do hope that Ron DeSantis can as well. I love what he's done in Florida.
Yeah, Sean and I both feel about this whole debate. Sean's always said that primaries make better candidates. So I say, let them fight it out. Let's see what happens. Because whoever comes out of this is going to be fighting a massive machine of globalists and leftists and progressives. You're seeing all this big tech money, this crypto money going in. You got to be tough. You got to be smart. And I think that will happen in
Lawrence Jones. Lawrence, come and join us. Everybody. Yeah. Lawrence Jones. We were waiting for Lawrence to walk by so we could talk to you.
You were in the vicinity. We had our eyes looking for you.
Is this going to be about dating life or what? No. All right. I'm only married to my dog, Nala.
I heard you brought the dog.
She's here.
So I knew this was going to settle Lawrence down. Getting a dog.
Somebody came up to me at one of the meet and greets and goes, "She has changed you." Exactly right.
So tell us what it's like. What is your day like with the dog like this?
It's unconditional love.
Aww.
It's unconditional love, and it's a very smart breed, the Belgian Malinois, and she goes through all this military training, and it's interesting because she's with you through the highs and lows of your day.
Yeah.
And she does not like, she likes firmness, but no yelling at her. She does not like it because we're in the tunnels together. We got to do all the drills. We come down the road together. That is the philosophy.
How is she working out here?
Is this kind of like a wife? Firmness, but no yelling.
So Rachel didn't tell you.
That's a joke, everybody.
Rachel didn't tell you what Mama Jones said. Mama Jones said, "Look, I like this dog, but let's be clear. All right, I still want my grandbabies. That is not a wife."
So that is exactly right. But this was step one. Tame the Lawrence.
There's levels to this.
Yeah. Tame the Lawrence.
Tame
the Lawrence, and then we can work on the girlfriend.
That's right.
Sometimes at this phase of your life, you're like, I can't love a child more than I love my dog, because we felt that about our dog when we was our little dog, Ula.
We did.
And then we had a baby, and we were like, okay.
Baby.
Well, played.
Hey, baby.
Oh my God.
So, Lawrence, I don't know if you know this. Rachel and I've heard Rachel go off for about an hour about you buying this dog and how much time it was going to take from Lawrence and how much traveling Lawrence does and how he's going to care for the dog and what impact it was going to have in your life.
Yeah.
I've heard all about the dog.
You have.
I gave the debriefing.
Oh, yeah. You know, I honestly don't think it's going to go that way. I mean, listen, Baton K9 and some of these special operators, the philosophy, they go, you and the dog merge together. So, you know, she'll travel everywhere with me.
She does.
You know, she is, I'll have her probably February, but...
is she on the, so when you travel on an airplane, is the dog next to you?
Yeah, she'll be with me in front of me.
In
Tell
front
her,
of you.
get tight, get tight.
Get tight, you can get through.
She's like an emotional sport animal.
You know, she's a good girl. She is responding.
What's her name?
Nala.
Oh,
Queen Nala.
Like the Lion
That's
King.
exactly right.
I love it.
Look at her melting.
I know.
She's going to be like, Sean, I want another one.
Another one. Maybe I need another dog. So how have you been enjoying the Patriot Awards? What's it like running into all of your friends and everybody you know here?
It's been amazing. My voice is about gone, but it's so much love.
Isn't there?
The way I explain it is it's a diner on steroids.
Yes, that's a great description.
You know, because we get, listen, the whole network doesn't get it, but us at Fox and Friends.
Yes.
We get this every week where we go to diners and talk with folks. So we know the pulse, right?
Yes, we do.
But this gives us an opportunity to merge diners from all across the country.
That's right,
in
one place.
Location.
It's a great analogy.
It is so, you know, it's crazy because a lot of people that I've met today, it's like my second time meeting them because they go to the diner.
Yes, yes,
And
that's
they're
happened to me too.
Oh, look at the photo from this. I'm like, whoa, I can't wait. So
I need to cut the carbs.
Right, I got to cut them. No more biscuits and gravy. No, but it's phenomenal because, you know, the people that we're going to honor tonight, Nancy Grace and I are presenting the Back to Blue Award. These are people that would not be honored if it weren't for Fox.
That's right. That's right.
Because they're heroes, but the world and mainstream media, they don't look at them as heroes.
That's right.
And this is an opportunity to honor the country, first of all.
Yes.
Honor the people that love the country, and then honor the people that are willing to give their life for the country.
That's right.
And you meet people, and you don't know them, but you feel like you know them.
Yeah.
Because you agree on that common purpose, and I just love it.
Me too.
I just love it.
I feel like I'm home.
I think it's fascinating that culture holds up a different set of values. But if you look at, as you mentioned, true heroes, it's the men and women who make sacrifices.
That's right.
All over this country.
That's right.
And are never recognized. And it's great that this award ceremony says, you know what, we are going to hold up as patriots, give awards to those who do the right thing.
That's right.
And should be celebrated. Like the corporal was just, maybe
she was just here, who is a double amputee. Yeah.
Double amputee.
You know, I was going to say, Sean, it's such an interesting point you made because we talk a lot on our network about politics, but really it's in culture. That's right. And I feel like, and I always tell people, don't subcontract your voice to Fox News pundits. I mean, you need to do it yourself. You can't wait for us to say it. You got to say it yourself. But this whole experience here has been about creating that culture, that culture of patriotism, that culture of family, this pro-child, pro-family, pro-America environment. I meet so many people, and the first thing they say to me is how much they love America, but also they talk about their families, or they talk about our families. And I just think that this is creating culture. It's an alternative universe.
This is our tribe.
Yes,
and
that's right.
There is such a concerted effort to suppress the voices that are here today.
Yes.
Right. And, I think what this teaches the movement is that you're not alone.
Yeah.
And they try to make you feel like you're alone, that you're crazy, you're racist, you're wrong, you're on the wrong side. That's not true. Yeah. And we know because this place is sold out.
That's right.
I mean, I was surprised that people are now selling tickets on StubHub.
I know. It's like they're being scalped.
I'm like, we made it, Fox. We have really made it.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like
a
a sporting event, and that's what we want it to be.
Absolutely.
It's a tribe, Lawrence. I like that.
Yeah,
I'm going to steal that.
It's yours.
We are a tribe.
You give me credit the first time. After that, brother, it's all yours.
It's all yours.
First time I give you credit.
That's right.
That's right.
I do it too, brother. I tell people all the time, the first time you get credit. After that, it's mine.
Yeah.
I love it. Lawrence, doesn't Lawrence look so cool in his cowboy boots? He's the true Texan. Comes in, he's got his
boots on.
Hey.
Right? Looking. Now he's up modeling.
And
he's got a Texas
wow,
flag
he just, for those of you listening, he just showed his booty to everybody.
He's got an
he did it in the camera there.
He's got an American flag on his chest and a Texas flag on his behind.
Yeah, they want more. They want more. Anybody have a question for Lawrence before he escapes from us here? Question for Lawrence?
I'm from Gainesville, Georgia. So you
I
were
was
down
just
there.
there.
Like, yeah. How was it?
It was great. The people were so kind.
Yeah.
Did I do the diner there or the bar there?
You did that. Well, first you did in Gainesville.
Did the diner. Okay.
The pulled pork, whatever.
Y'all, it's too much.
Yeah, I know. And then Brian was down there a while back with Herschel. Go Herschel, right?
Go Herschel.
Right.
So
it's a big race.
Makes it through. So we want to thank you for coming to Gainesville.
You got it, dude.
Georgia.
We got a question over here. We got a question over here.
Herschel's going to win.
Hi, Lawrence.
Hello, sir.
Dr. Steve Kushner recently retired as a physician at the Phoenix VA.
Wonderful.
And I have a home in Jacksonville now, as well as Scottsdale. Lawrence, as an African American, how do you like the idea of a DeSantis-Tim Scott ticket? I say it's unbeatable.
I don't pick candidates based on their race. I pick candidates based on the ideology and, as someone, because I want to remain my principles. Listen, I say this all the time. The reason why I let people know that I'm a libertarian and conservative is because there's no such thing as an unbiased press. And so I feel a duty, even though I'm the enterprise reporter and I'm cross-country to let the audience know this is where I stand on things. There's a bias that already exists, so at least you guys you don't feel duped. You know my leanings. But I also try to do reporting that way, so I don't endorse candidates. But what I am looking for is a candidate that's going to return civil liberties, protect education, protect national defense, and public safety. And it's not going to take more of my money than I earn. It's just nonsense what's happening. So we'll see what happens in this presidential race. We see the candidate that aligns with that, and that's who I'll vote for. But you can bet your money that I'm going to be asking them the questions to see who aligns with me the most.
Hey, Lawrence, let me ask you something, because you are a libertarian and you talk so much about civil liberties. We lost more civil liberties over the last 2 years with COVID, and we need to fight to get everything back. My daughter wrote an article in the Federalist where she says, and her theory is that the Republicans lost Gen Z in large part because they didn't make the case for civil liberties during COVID. And had they done that, had they made the case for it, and then when they ran today, promised to hold, not just Ron Johnson, but the entire Republican Party and all of their candidates had made a priority with young people of saying, we're sorry for what happened, and we're going to hold the people who tortured you over the last 2 years unnecessarily with taxes you didn't know, with mandates that took away your prom and your made you sit in a classroom and get anxiety, and some people committed suicide. All these things that happened. Had they made that case, they could have won at least some of the youth vote back and perhaps been more competitive. Do you agree with that thesis?
Rachel, that is such a good point. And to be just honest with you, I don't think the Republicans know how to craft an argument, period.
Yeah.
Okay? It is so easy to connect with voters and see where they're going to slide. You know why the Republican governors won? They won because they crafted a message, and it was very simple. Look what we did, okay? We protected you during COVID. We gave you more of your money. In Georgia, we gave you your gas tax back. We repealed that. We protected the schools. The people that are able to say, this is what we believe, and I did that.
Yeah.
Those are the people that won by a landslide. It wasn't even close.
It's a great point.
The candidates that couldn't do that, and what were Republican voters, listen very closely to this, what the Republican voters are telling you, because there was this theory that Kemp was going to be able to bring Walker across the finish line. Mm-hmm. That's not how Republicans do. It's not monkey see, monkey do for them.
Right.
You got to have your own message to get them to vote. Republican voters are honestly the real independent voters.
Yeah, they are.
They are.
Well, and by the way, I see that in the House.
Yeah.
Democrats under Nancy Pelosi, even though you had the AOCs and you had some moderate Democrats, at the end of the day, they all got behind what Nancy Pelosi wanted them to do, and they walked lockstep. You see right now in this speaker conversation that Republicans don't do that. They're independent thinkers. They're independent-minded. That can be a problem sometimes because you're all fighting on one team together. But they really are independent thinkers. But I'll give you a little pushback, Lawrence, because I look at what Gretchen Whitmer did in Michigan, and she was one of the worst for lockdown shutdowns.
She was awful.
Her own husband during the lockdowns goes to the beach and tries to put the boat in. It's like my wife's the governor. Let me put the boat in. She won, and maybe the point is that the Republican challenger didn't make the message against her on the liberty front, but she got away with murder during COVID, and
literally at the nursing homes, by the way, Sean.
Also, you have to be willing to, and this sounds really harsh, but you have to be willing to accept sometimes that the voters want a different thing, right?
Yes.
And that's why they all gravitate to a certain area of the country. I would like to think that people want more of their liberty, but some people, you got to allow them to hit rock bottom, okay? Because when you really hit rock bottom, then you start to change some things. And I'm a firm believer what's going on in Michigan is a hot mess. And it's only a matter of time before that candidate emerges that can present the right message to the right people at the right time.
I so want to believe what you said, but I look at New York, and I'm in New York a lot. How much more of a bottom do they want? I mean, it is. I have been there over 7 years, going month by month by month there, and I can see this just obvious decline
but you know what?
in the quality of life.
It's probably like a drug addict. You look at someone who's on drugs, you're like, they hit rock bottom. They can't go any lower.
They found a new bottom.
But they're not low enough. They
okay, so
hit rock
let's
bottom.
talk about New York. So what happened in New York? You had about 4 congressional seats that turned.
That's right.
They
we
lost,
were talking about that.
They lost 2 congressional seats, period, because so many people left the state.
That's right.
So people are leaving, and people are flipping. It is an incremental change, right? Obviously, you would expect the whole state to flip, but that was a message sent to their leaders.
Yeah.
Whether they want to accept it or not, either we're going to leave or we're going to flip in certain areas. And I think that was a strong message. We have to go back every week, for our jobs. Mm-hmm. What I would have liked them to turn some things around as far as that governor's mansion and fire those DAs so I can take the subway again, yes. But you know what? The people that voted the other way, you're going to live with that.
Yeah, they are.
Right.
They're going to live with it. They're going to live with it.
Or I thought you were going to say, I think they should take cross-country, build a whole studio in Texas maybe. Right?
You know what? The bosses are here, but I'm not saying I disagree. I'm not saying I disagree. I would love to have the studio in my house in Texas.
Right.
They all said
Florida,
when we started this, the first question that we got was, when is Fox News moving to Florida?
You know what?
That was the first question. And I said to them, I would love to live in a place that won't burn down our Christmas tree.
That's right. And then the guy was there the same day for the relighting.
Yeah, he came for the relighting, the guy who burned it down. It was couldn't have made that up.
Because he wasn't in jail, he was released on bond and came to the next Christmas tree lighting when we did it the
yes,
following day.
That actually happened. It's really hard to believe. By the way, we're going to be lighting the tree on Monday.
Yeah, Monday. Light the tree.
I think we have beefed up security at Fox before that.
Can I object to that, though? Why are we lighting the Christmas tree before Thanksgiving? Shouldn't we wait till the week after, right? But what I guess
it's my favorite holiday, so let's bring it on.
Bring it on. Bring it on. You did win last year for the best side dish at Fox and Friends, if I recall.
Oh, did I win?
Yep, you won, and I took your recipe home.
Oh,
it
my
was
candy yams.
your candied yams.
I'm going to make them for you this year.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be
great.
Well,
listen, Laura.
Everyone wants your recipe, so now you got to repost.
Oh, yeah, I reposted.
It's good.
What did you say, my dear?
Yes, it is.
You have American Christmas.
It might be in there. It might be in there. It might be in there. All right.
Lawrence's yams. I love it. Listen, well, Lawrence, thank you for doing a
That's
drop
so
by. We
nice
appreciate
of you
that.
to just impromptu, just
So-
pop on in here.
So good luck with the dog.
When Rachel gives you those eyes and like, get over here.
It's true.
I would love to.
They're like, we want him in Michigan.
They just want you to go everywhere, Lawrence, and cheer everybody up.
The show is called Cross Country.
It's called Cross Country. And
all right, I'm going to change in my tux.
All right, you go change, Lawrence.
Thank you for joining us.
No
We
one
appreciate
outdresses Lawrence at Fox. Don't worry, there's no danger of that. Sorry, Sean.
Yeah, I missed
I'm going to leave because it's awkward now.
Don't worry, Sean.
I missed what you said.
All right.
Thanks, Lawrence.
All right, bye, Lawrence. No, that's my phone.
All right, everybody. Listen, I want to thank you all for joining us, live studio audience at the Patriot Awards.
You guys are the best. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it.
We appreciate it. Our extended kitchen table with all of you on this Thursday night. So we appreciate it.
That's
Rachel,
right.
What a fun live studio audience.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Impromptu.
Maybe we should turn this into a show, like a live show.
That's right. Cross country at the kitchen table.
All right.
I don't know.
Thank you
so much.
You guys have been an amazing crowd.
If you like the podcast,
we'll come out and
you
take
can
pictures
rate,
in just a second.
review, subscribe anywhere you get your podcasts. Wherever you download them, give us a high rating. Give the Patriot Awards a high rating. And again, we want to go to Apple? We want to download it at Apple.
FoxPodcast.com. FoxNewsPodcast.com.
Fox producers on the side, they're like, FoxNewsPodcast.com.
They're like, how long have you been doing the show, Rachel and Sean? Oh, my goodness. FoxNewsPodcast.com is where you can get it. We love if you would subscribe. Then you'll get an alert every time a new episode comes up, and then you don't have to remember that it's time to listen to From the Kitchen Table.
Every Wednesday and Thursday, everybody. All right. God bless. Love America.
God bless all of you for coming, and God bless America.
Bye-bye.